So we're going to be drawing a floor plan by hand. It's called hand drafting. You're going to need your architecture scale. You're going to need a pencil and eraser and your triangle. We will be drawing this on a large sheet of paper that I provide for you. Our drawing will be at 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is 1/4. Okay, so we're going to make sure we have our paper long ways. Do not use it, the short way. We're going to start from the very bottom and we're going to work our way up. So first we're going to draw a floor plan on our 1/4 inch scale. 1/4. We're going to be using this side for all our drawings. So remember that we always start at the 0, and then we're going to use this architecture scale to mark our dimensions, and we're going to always use our triangle to make straight lines. So let's go ahead and from the bottom of our paper, we're going to mark the 0, and we're going to start doing our drawing at about 4 feet. So I'm just going to put a little mark right there. Our 0 lines up with the paper, and we're going to put a little mark for 4 feet. So that's where I'm going to start my drawing, because we got to have a little bit of room away from the paper. So what we're going to do is, I don't actually want to start on this side either, so we want to make sure on our 1/4 inch scale that we're about 4 feet away as well. So 0, line it up with the 0, and then 4 feet. So I can erase this one, and we'll start at this intersection right here at this point. It's 4 feet from the bottom, 0 to 4, 4 feet from the side, 0 to 4 on our 1/4 inch scale, 1/4. Okay, now we're going to do a line going this direction. So we're going to do it on our 1/4 inch scale. We always start at the 0, so we're going to start at 0. And we're going to make our drawing (26 feet). So all I'm going to do is mark it at that 26. So you all can see a little bit better. The 26 is right here. Remember, we look at the bigger numbers because the 0 is a larger number visually on the scale. So all the little smaller numbers we eliminate. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we're going to stop at that 26 foot line. 0 to 26, and we're just marking the dots. Okay, now we always draw our straight lines with our triangle. So you're going to line your triangle up with the edge of the paper. So I can start at that first dot that I made. Now these lines should be very light because if you make any mistake, you will have to erase it. So it's important that we make our lines super light at this point. And I'm going to stop at that 26 foot point. 0 to 26. Now that line that we drew was straight. It was 90 degrees to the edge of our paper. So you did a perfect right angle. And it's straight on our paper now. Now we're going to go ahead and go up. So we're going to start, we're always on our 1/4 inch scale. We're going to start at that 0. And we're going to go in this direction, and we're going to go ahead and go up 20 feet. So I'm just going to put a dot at that 20-foot mark. So you can see the 20 right here, and I just put a little dot right here. So I'm going to get the right triangle, and I'm going to line it up at the bottom of the paper. See how it's lined up at the bottom of the paper? This will give us a perfect right angle. So I'm going to go ahead and go from my starting point. Remember, this is a super light line, and draw all the way up to where my dot was. So here we should have, always start at 0 on our 1/4 inch scale, 0 to 20-foot line. Now we're going to go ahead and make our line going back, and we're going to make sure that line is 26 feet. So again, we can start at our 0, whatever point we need to start at, and we are going to go up to our 26-foot mark. So our 26-foot mark on our 1/4 inch scale will end up being at that number 26. And on this tick mark, and I'm going to go ahead and make a dot. Now, this isn't showing our straight line, but this is showing where our line will end, or in the general area at the 26-foot mark. So I just made that dot. Now our line is going to be made with the triangle. So I'm going to make sure that line is lined up with the edge of that paper. And we don't want to, okay, so my dot happened to be in a pretty good spot. Even if I had marked the 26-foot dot like over here, let's say I happen to measure it right there, I still need this point to go 26 feet in this direction on a straight line. So no matter what, I wouldn't be like moving it to this point because it's not a straight line. I need to line it up at that edge of the paper and end in the area at that 26-foot mark. So I'm going to start right here, stop over here at that point. 26 feet. Now I can get the edge of this triangle, and I'm just going to line it up with that bottom point, and I can take my line all the way up and close it. Now this is where you might find any mistakes if it doesn't close up evenly or something looks incorrect. You'll see, because it's for sure on this side 20 feet, 20 feet, 26 feet, 26 feet. Something doesn't line up, something's probably wrong with your measurement. And then again, you can go on your 1/4 inch scale, you can put it at the 0, and you can see how it ended on the 20. 0 to 20 feet. Okay. So now this is like the start of our floor plan. Now we are going to make exterior walls. So again, we are on one drawing, we're using our 1/4 inch scale. Our exterior walls are usually always going to be 6 inches in a home. So remember, for our inches are before the 0. So for our inches, remember this is, there's always 12 inches before the 0. So we have our 12 inches right here. Half of 12 is 6, so that's our 6-inch mark. 0 to 6. So we can draw the walls inside, or you can draw them outside. We're going to be drawing them inside. I'm going to go ahead and start on this side over here. You see how I'm going to line it up with the 0, and I want to make my walls 6 inches thick. So 0, and I'm going to put a little tick mark at that 6-inch mark. And then I want to go down here and do that as well. Line it up with that 0. My walls are going to be 6 inches thick. Let me go ahead and make that mark. So now with my triangle, line it up at the bottom of the paper. And we can connect our dots. Okay, there's my 6-inch thick wall. And now I'm going to want to go do that for all our other walls inside this rectangle. So like this, it needs to be 6 inches thick. So I'm just going to line it up at that where the 6-inch wall would end and that 0. And I make my mark. So my wall's going to be that thick, and I can go do this over here as well on the other end. I'm going to line that wall up with the 0, mark where that 6-inch wall ends, and mark it. Line the triangle up with the edge of the paper. Connect the lines. So here we have our wall thicknesses, and like I said, we're going to go do that with all of them. 6-inch thick wall, 0 to 6 or 6 to 0 inches, whichever one works. And make the little dimension lines. Line the triangle up with the bottom of the paper. Connect your lines. And one more wall. Remember, inside the square. Let's stay inside. Here's our 6 inches and our 0. Have my little marks. Line up my triangle at the edge of the paper. Okay, now we have our exterior walls. Now, just to make sure you did everything okay still, our home should be no larger than what we originally started at, 20 feet by 26 feet. So when we're still on our 1/4 inch scale, at that 0 point still, to the very end, should be 26 feet. So it should be 0, 26 feet, 0 to 26 feet from this end as well. Now 0 to 20 feet, and then 0 to 20. Okay? So we see that's still correct. If that is incorrect, it's probably because you drew your walls on the outside of the rectangle instead of the inside. So that's something we need to fix. Okay, now moving forward, we're going to be drawing a wall. And we're going to go ahead and start at this interior point right here. So it's that interior point of our new lines, of our new 6-inch lines for walls that we just made. So from this point, not from this point. Do not go from this point. There's going to be a difference. From that inside point, we're going to line up our 0 at that point on our 1/4 inch scale, and we're going to go all the way down to 6. So we're just going to make a little dot right there. 6 feet. Okay, once we have our dot for that 6 foot, now we know that we're going to need to find a distance. Where is it going to end? So we're going to go in this direction down 8 feet, always on our 1/4 inch scale. So from that point, right here where we marked our 6 foot, we're going to line that 0 up, and I know we're going to go 8 feet. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. We're going to make a dot right there. Dot right here. So the line's going to go from that point to this point. Remember to line your triangle up at that bottom of the paper, and we can connect our dots. Okay, so from that point should be 8 feet. Now we're going to go in, and what we're going to go in, remember this was from this point to this point was 6 feet. So you can check it. Make sure everything's okay. From that point to over here should be 6 feet. And look at that. Right there, 6 feet. So we're going to get our triangle, line it up with the edge of the paper, and just bring our line over till we hit that interior point of the wall, which is right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we did exterior walls. Now we're going to make an interior wall. So this is like a paper thin wall. Our walls have thickness. So in interior walls, those walls are usually 4 inches. Unless there's like plumbing on it, like where a toilet is on that wall, or a shower head, or a sink, unless there's plumbing on that wall, all interior walls should be about 4 inches. So on our 1/4 inch scale, we already reviewed how this was 6 inches. Now, since that's 6 inches, we need 4-inch walls. So if you look at the, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you look at all the tick marks, if you really count every one, you're going to have to zoom in on your own and like look at it. Each line is 1. So if you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 should be right in between here. You're going to have to count 4 lines up, and that's 4 inches. Now when you're drawing it, like hand drafting on a scale, I know it's super hard to be super precise, but we have to get as close as possible. Nothing's going to be perfect, but it does have to fall at least in between this 3-inch line and that 6-inch line, okay? And we're trying to get on that 4-inch tick mark. So we're not going to draw it on the inside, but we're going to draw it on the outside of that line. So I'm going to line up with that 0. I'm going to try to get that 4-inch tick mark. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I marked it, and I'm going to go mark it up on top too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have my markings from that point to that point. I'm going to get my right triangle, line it up with the bottom of the paper, and connect the lines. So you can notice a slight difference. This is 6 inch and this is 4 inches. Now we're going to do the same with this side. We're going to do it on the outside, not on the inside, on the outside. So again, we're going to put our 0, and we're going to go 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to get on the opposite side too. 3, 4. Have this point and this point right here. Line it up with the edge of the paper, and then you can connect your lines. Okay, so there's a little gap right here, just connect them. And there we have our first room with our interior walls. Okay, the last wall that we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start at this intersection right here, this point right here, and we're going to go from 0 to 10. I'm sorry, 0 to 10. Yeah, 0 to 10. So let's go ahead and mark where our 10 is. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm going to go ahead because what's going to happen is the wall is going to extend to over here, and then the wall is going to go all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my 10 as well from this intersection out to 10. So 0 to 10. So I know that line's going to go from here to here. I'm going to go ahead and put the right triangle down. Draw the line. I'm also going to extend this line. I'm not going to extend this line yet. We're just going to worry about that line. See how it extended? Now I could go ahead and extend the other line as well. There we go. So we're just kind of continuing. We don't need two 4-inch walls. This is a room right here, and this is a room right here. All we need is divided by one wall. We don't need to add another 4-inch wall here. A room is just divided by the same wall. And now we got to make this wall thickness of the inside. So from that 0, we're going to do the 4. Because it's an interior wall, we're only going to go 4 inches. And then I need it over here as well. 0 to 4 inches. Once that's marked, line up my triangle at the bottom of the paper. I went all the way up because I want to connect it right there. And there we have our walls. We're only going to be doing 2 rooms. This is going to be a bathroom, this is going to be a bedroom, the rest is going to be a kitchen, dining room, and living room. So here are your exterior walls, all outside. These are your interior walls, all inside. Exterior wall 6 inches, interior wall 4 inches.